This is Danish Furry Gamer. My name is Kiba Snowpaw and welcome back to Driftwood, the visual novel game. And this is episode 19, or I hope so anyway. That's been close to 10 hours gameplay. And this is only the main story. I know I'm not the fastest reader, but I'm not the slowest either. So I think 10 hours is a good approximate to how long this game takes. I don't know if it's gonna hit 20 episodes. I hope I'm gonna hit 20 episodes. Even gonna hit more than 20 episodes. I'm not sure when this original game ends, but right now it feels like I've been a long road. And this only one ending. There is many more endings. I think there is about 6 endings, maybe more, maybe less. I can 100% remember, but if you divide I can't remember what it's called on English. That was 10. Then you get like 60 hours or so. So that's quite long for a free visual novel game. I have played paid visual novel game that is shorter than this. Even played free ones that is a lot shorter than this. Mostly Russian visual novel games, which you will see on my channel soon, because 2 of them I should already have been made and has been on my channel once, but I'm gonna re-upload them when I have re-edited the video, because I need my logo on the videos. Many of my videos didn't have my logos on, so I did not. All my videos more or less have been taken down, re-edited, and gonna be re-uploaded. Only gonna upload games I'm not sure I'm gonna finish, or games I'm already have finished. I think I have 2 games on my computer I have finished. I just need to re-edit them, and then they're gonna get uploaded. Also, I'm gonna play a lot more visual novel games, because that's mostly the game I'm kickstarting or supporting on a Kickstarter. So those games are gonna play when they get released at some point. 2 or 3 of the game are already been moved. There's release date a lot. I'm really waiting on them to get their finger out their ass and release the game. I'm kind of not like they're pushing the time limit, so I know they have everything fixed before releasing the game. I'm also really looking forward for the games. I'll be gonna upload some demos. One of the demos I'm not sure is gonna be released or not. They're only made halfway through the kickstarting, and there's like 14 days left, and they still need like 50,000. I think it was $50,000. That's a lot to get on 14 days. I supported them with $100, which is the most I have ever supported a game. So I kind of hope this game gonna go through in 14 days. I really don't see it gonna do, because like I said, 14 days and $50,000, that's a lot of money in that short period. I really like the game. They really look nice, and even the demo really look nice. No matter what, I'm gonna play the demo, even if the game got cancelled. I will tell you in the demo at the time if the game is got cancelled or not, or is it still running, depending on what time I'm gonna upload. I'm gonna record the game, and that depends on when I'm gonna finish this game. Also, I may speak a little faster, or I feel like I speak a little faster today, because I'm high on energy drinks, because I have to be up for like 4 or 5 hours more before I go to bed, because if I go to bed now, I will wake up in a couple of hours, then I will be awake for a couple of hours, then I'll be fucking tired again, then I go to bed for work, and then when I go up to work, then I feel like I have not slept at all, because I've been sleeping 2 times. So the better I gonna push myself till I know I'm really tired, and then go to bed, so I sleep all 7-8 hours without waking up. Anyway, let's get going to this game, which I hope gonna end soon. Anyway, he's a nice guy once you get to know him. A little clueless sometimes, though. I feel like I have to remind him of the simple things sometimes. I suppose when you live such a busy life, you're bound to forget a few things along the way. Either way, you guys are starting in a few minutes. Hence the crew. My father just finished his speech to start the party off, and this is the first thing on the schedule. You could take me by the arms and drag me back up the hallway once more to rejoin the band in our last minutes. We are gentlemen for the concert. Peeking out of the stage contained, I find myself looking over a mess of open floor packed with people conversing amongst as they await the show start. Everyone take a peek and one by one the whole band grows stiff with anxiety. The demon in the demon in the back of the demon at the back in the back of their head. I can speak right now. The demon in the back of their head telling them they suck, slowly starting to poke out at their consciousness. Alright gang, we got a big crowd, then I suspected, so let's give it our all, and fuck off you fucking fly. I gotten tired of you flying around my hand all the time. Anyway, just reach over punching Elwick on the side to get his attention. What the fuck? What did I have skip mode on? I gave him the whiff. I fought you last. Yeah, man. The atom. Yeah, man. They'll eat that shit up. Dude, I can't play that. I'll fuck up. Yeah, Simmel shake his head and give Elwick a small push as if telling him to get over himself. We got you. Don't worry about it. Matt take in a deep breath and nods. All for one and one for all. Our individual success is our group success, so try your best out there, guys. Matt rises his fist into the air, extending his drumstick out like they are a pair of rare artifacts. Today is the Bearmouth Hotel, tomorrow the world. You could peek out from around the corner of the room leading out from backstage and give a cough to get our attention, followed by the thumb up to signal we are good to go. Matt smirked, a devious look coming to his face as if he truly was considering the possibility of world domination through music. Everyone to your place. Matt sits down at his drum set and Elwick and Jay stand side by side, confident smile on their face. Taking a closer look at them, I noticed they're actually a lot closer than what first meet the eye. If it weren't for the class of skin color and or height, I'll say that Elwick and Ye could pass as twin brothers. They always seem to have each other's backs, have the same instinct and seem to have complementing personalities. Elwick, alright, I'll do that with, but I hate you. Attaboy, make him cheer. Ye and Will share a fist bump that makes me think of the relation Ellen and Karen have. Perhaps is similar to Eric and Jess. I turn to face back toward Ellen, knowing she might need a pep talk to actually be able to accomplish what Matt and the rest of the group is expecting of her. What I find is Ellen's seat is beyond what I had expected, though. She's sitting there staring down at the keyboard with her hands shivering and jittering inconstantly. Her soft-toned voice whispered out a very fanatic charge. Don't look up. Don't look up. Being unable to watch this any longer, I simply settled my hand down on Ella's shoulder, squeezing my finger lightly into her frame to gain her attention. Ellen's twisty body squeezes at the feeling of my palm digging into her, and slowly she glanced upward at me with a concerned expression, as if she was going to be punished for something she hasn't done yet. Marcus, good luck out there. Try your best. You'll do great, I know you will. I simply gave her a smile and a comforting pat, and was her reaction with a satisfied feeling as she appeared to settle down shortly after. I stepped away to join Mr. Mallet and Yoko at the side of the stage. Mr. Mallet and Yoko immediately looked to me and raised a brow, having noted Ellen's near nervous breakdown as well, I imagine. Is she alright? I hope so. I don't think it was a good idea to make her sing, but she wanted to do it for me. Things didn't work out though, so we are in a bit of a sticky situation. Ellen is a bright girl, almost as bright as Miss Bermud here. I have no doubt she is pullful. I wanted to agree with Mallard, but insolence has nothing to do with social anxieties and self-confident attitudes, or at least I think. Alright, let's blow their mind, guys. Matt smiled excitedly to the group, who all returned a nod, aside from Ellen, who is standing toward the back of the theater curtains. She's waiting to face her fear, or at least try to face it. The sound of Yuko's father can be heard from outside the curtain, and everyone's muscles grew tighter as they listened to the honking over the excited man's voice. And so I brightly present our opening statement for tonight. The new hot hip, and from our very own Iceland community, Driftwood. The curtains flow upward and reveal Remy bowing to the audience before turning on his heel and give Mac a thumbs up. Remy pays over to the three of us, sitting only to hand off the microphone to me carelessly as he leaves off to attend more important duties, I guess. As quickly as Remy is off the stage, Matt takes the spotlight and calls out to the audience, chatting them up a little bit, which I assume is to stall just a little longer so everyone would be ready. Ellen's reaction to the crowd is just as I expected. Her eyes are deadly still, and her body is freezing in place, trying her best to hide behind her instrument as she peeks out at the crowd of people who only have held their attention on the stage. It's great to be here tonight. Are you guys ready to party? After a few people actually paying attention in the crowd let out a cheer indicating they were ready, but the majority of the room is still occupied by individual conversation. I can noticeably see that this pains Matt. Out of all the people who are able to gather attention, he can't seem to do it on stage and when he needed most. Matt grits his teeth in disgust before a foolish grin forms along his lip. He gives his high top a whiff clanks to get more of the crowd attention from the abrupt noise. What? I couldn't quite hear you. The generates more of a response from the crowd, mostly from laughter and a few turns heads. Let's try that again. Matt pauses and takes in a deep breath before patting over at Ellen, who at this point is trying to take cover under the keys of her piano. Let me hear you make some noise for Ellen Sawyer, best piano player on this island. Let me see those fingers work, squeaky. The crowd gave an audible laugh at Matt dialogue, finding him more entertaining than they first presumed before giving a round of applause for Ellen. Ellen, who is a bright pink by the point, looks like she's on the verge of exploding into a million pieces, settled her finger down along the keys of her piano, letting the first note ring out into the large open room. At first I can see her arms are shaking violently in trepidance, but she forces herself to press down, making the tip of her uneasy finger bring forth the music from the instrument and bellow out from the amp and speaker situated around the stage. Slowly but surely the crowd starts to talk again, for the most part ignoring Ellen's performance as if their own conversation were more important than the struggle she was putting herself through just to perform on stage perfectly for the audience. I watched Ellen with suspicion eyes, knowing that deep down inside her is something truly outstanding and talented. She just needs to get over her anxiety and let her true self out, even if only for a few minutes, to gain the crowd approval. She seemed to be having trouble. She must be terrified. I glance out at the crowd and see that they are lost interest in Alice, aside from a few looking at her with bored expression. The rest of the band has a bit of a worried expression on their face, knowing Ellen wasn't playing nearly as well as she usually did. I set my microphone down and yelled out as loud as I could for Helen to hear me. Ellen! Ellen paused for a moment and glanced up from her piano keys and looked at me with a pair of green eyes I remember from when I first met. Inclusive and word. Give them all you got. I smiled, giving Ellen a thumb up that truly seemed to affect her this time. The worry in her eyes demised into a more stained and determined gaze, and she quickly drove back down at her piano keys. I've seen to unlock a value of anger and passion, because she begins to pound down on the keys with a more heated flame than usually, causing complete mayhem in the room as everyone heads spins to focus on the girl. Once she has their attention, she doesn't let up, and she begins to play not only her piano but also the synthesizer that Jay has lying around, playing both the instruments at once and in sync. The crowd start to silence their conversation and instead begin cheering for the black-haired girl, who is now pounding down on the instruments on stage, putting on quite the show as she expends as much persevered passion and emotion as what she truly holds inside. I watched Ellen closely now, her spin edged back in her unusual piano performance posture, arm extended out and her chest held high, chin uplifted ever so slightly in a professional manner. Yet being so unused to seeing it, I can spot that Ellen does not have a smile along her lips, but instead a very serious and inward scowl. It's strange seeing her frowning while she's playing, but perhaps this performance is out of anger. I don't think I ever seen her discipline the keys as much in any other performance, but none were so as epic, as flamboyant as the one occurring right now. Perhaps the true emotion and suspension of the music Ellen plays fuel her emotion and passion. Whatever the truth of the matter is, the crowd simply adore her at this point, and as she reaches the climax of the song, the crowd scream and shout, clapping their hands and whistling in approval. The crowd cheers and claps for a few seconds more before climbing down, leaving Ellen to look up with the utter exhaustion smile of her appreciation. Matt does let the performance slow down and give another shout out to Ellen, asking for the audience to give another round of applause before introducing Eric in the same fashion. And here's our boy Elric Oliveira on guitar. Lucky Elvis spent no time getting his act on the road, immediately playing the riff that Ye had suggested he played, which happened to be the national anthem of all things. The crowd cheered him on as his finger twists and pick nimbly on at the metal string of his guitar, with expression tease. What the fuck? Sorry about that, I had a little problem with the recording software. I think I got it all fixed, so I will be back to the episode. There is 10 minutes left of this episode from here on, so I will try to wrap it up as fast as I can, so I can get this safe and done with. Anyway, Elric finished his performance with a salute to the crowd and looked to Jay, giving him a fist bump with a faintly shaky fist filled with adrenaline from the fear of falling. M.A., we got Jay on bass, but I never heard of a bass solo, so we just go with a drum solo for now. Jay gave Matt a very dull look, but doesn't protest. Matt goes on to do a short drum solo before starting off with the best of our only song, Weapon, Elric, Everett, and Jay joining along, looping the section of the intro to the song into Ellen Johnson. Although, looking back to Ellen, I can see she's struggling now that her performance is over. Her face is flushed, red, and her cheek is heaving up and down. The panic and passion she had slowly starting to fade from her in an exhausting overflow. Her fingers sailed back down over to the keys, and she began to quietly play along with the groove, settling, stalling to let Ellen recover, but her breathing doesn't seem to get any better, even after a few loops. If she's huffing and puffing, it'd be impossible for her to sing. What are they doing? Is this the whole song? No, Ellen's freaking out again, I think. Isn't she the wildest? Ellen struggles to keep her breath, and I can tell that Matt is starting to get annoyed by the lack of singing going on, so he simply starts to next section of the song. All this does is to force Ellen to whimper out the first lyric of the song in a soft whisper into the mic. I quote a Matt who is looking over in our direction because of Ellen's challenge sing, both of the emotional level of being terrible frightened by the concept of people hearing what she sounds like. The fact she can hardly keep her breathing steady also make it obvious going through with the performance without break isn't a good idea. I whisk up a motion to Matt to cut it out, making a chop motion across my own neck. He simply mouths out something which is hard to understand, but I get the gist of what he's saying. The show must go on. The crowd is growing a little curious as to whether the song is supposed to sound breathless or nearly silent, or if Ellen is just a shitty singer. They catch on soon enough if this continues, and if they decide to boo Ellen, whole confident even if this already limit will be crossed into oblivion. Mr. Murdoch brushes his arm and shakes his head with a sigh. She had so much potential too. How sad. I was so excited to see you guys sing the song. My eyes scan over the band as if I struggle to decide whether or not it's even worth continuing the song or not. Ellen on her last whoop, and I can hear each tremble of her pain choking at her soft tone voice. I can't tell all of our work goes to waste. I've been practicing non-stop all week. I can't let all of that just become nothing. If we fail here, what will be the incentive to keep trying? This is probably our only shot to actually get somewhere. Sometimes inside me snaps and I turn my heel, remembering the microphone Yoko father hand off to me as he left. With a swift turn, I grabbed the microphone off my chair and bowled forward into the center of the stage, bringing the microphone to my lips as I set it up on the walking stand. My whole body feels like a buzz as just hit me as I stare out at the crowd that the rest of the band was forced to face since the very beginning of the performance. Forcibly, I use the word out from the depth of my throat and try to act as natural as I can, strolling about from the side to the side on the stage as I bob my head to the beat of the song. My world core loosened up in a relaxed state as I close my eyes and start to sing the lyric allegory for the song with the best melody I can. I open my eyes and turn to look at the crowd, who all seem surprised that I'm the one singing for the band. I'm not sure if it's because I'm the new kid or just the fact that I'm that bad at singing that we are set by it. But soon enough, I recognize a few familiar faces having support grins along their faces. I must not be that bad after all if they are smiling like that. I turn to glance back at the band with an exhausted smile, and Jay and Elwick give me a pair of astonished grins. I bounce slightly about with the instrument of the song before piercing over to stand between Elwick and Jay, leaning into Elwick as he plays the guitar, bringing the microphone close enough for us both to sing the next lyric together. I push off of Elwick's shoulder and pause the tip of my toe before bringing my heel down as I enter the curve of the song. Elwick speed up his guitar playing, going into a bit of a solo to emphasize the talent he truly has as I sing. I glanced over to Ellen, having heard the soft melody of her voice finally joining in on the song, and smiled brightly in response. She's looking at me like I'm insane, but the smile on her lips make it obviously overjoyed that I did what I did. I can't help but grin. I feel like I'm at the top of the world. Turning back around to face the crowd, I begin to clap my hands together in a whip with the curse calling for the whole room to respond by clapping back in unison. Before I even realized it, the song Voyage is in, and I fell to my knees on the stage, breathing heavily and feeling completely drained in all my senses. But it had to be done for the better of the band. All for one and one for all. That's what Matt wanted us to live by, so I'll live by it. Utterly exhausted and feeling a bit silly for taking up so much time for an opening act, I stand back up, legs buckling and shaking. Looking but over the crowd makes my cheek hurt from the overjoyed smile that struck to my face. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody. The crowd cheers in approval of our performance, and I'm left to turn and gaze at the rest of the band, who are just as exhausted. Remy appears walking up to on the stage, taking the microphone from me and smirking to the crowd. Well, there you have it, our very own Driftwood. As I retreated back to the darkness of the stage, I find myself collapsing again into the seat of my old chair I had before I let myself become a singing sensation in just one performance. As soon as I'm settled down, Elwick and Jay Matt gather around me, a mix of excitement and anger mixing in their voices. Why the fuck didn't you tell us you could sing, you idiot? Unable to answer, mostly because of the fact I never thought I could sing very well. To begin with, I gave a shrug and leaned back into my seat with a relief sign. Elwick gave me a small pat on the shoulder and departed to the bathroom with the rest of the group aside from Ellen, who takes a seat beside me, a regretful frown on her face. I take in a deep breath and look to her for a long moment, only to smile and wheeze out and rub at the curve of her back in a comforting manner. Ellen, cringing at the touch, but slowly turned to look at me with a saddened eyes, disappointment in herself, or fearful that I was disappointing in her. I simply shook my head, not entirely sure I was even satisfied with my own performance, let alone the fact that I had no idea what I was doing. I smiled at Ellen in an attempt to cast away any worries away from her as I stand up and gesture to the store. Come for a walk with me. I need a breather after that. Okay. But it's over, at least for now. Anyway, I'm gonna end the episode here. I hope you liked this episode. I'm sorry about the little collapse I had with the recording about 20 minutes in, but I think I have to fix. Anyway, I hope you liked this episode, and I will see you in the next one.